welcome you to this little mini broadcast brought to you from myself and from Tactical Sovereignty. It's a group listed on Facebook. And I was thinking about naming this Bread and Circus is canceled or going live. To me, it really seems like it's doing just that. It's going live. Kind of an example of a LARP. I think some people see that, they may not even know what that means. But a LARP stands for Live Action Roleplay. And I think this is a situation where this LARP has really gone live. This was spurred on to me this evening after a stop at a grocery store. And this is probably first or second largest grocery store in the United States of America. And it's normally open until like 10 o'clock at night. And I stopped in and it was almost 8 o'clock in the evening. And manager was coming outside and he said, "Oh, sorry, I have to tell you, we're closing right now." And I said, "Closing?" I said, "I thought you guys are open for like another hour or two." And he said, "No," he says, "well, we're closing indefinitely 2 hours early in order to get the store sterilized." And I thought, get the store sterilized? So you're going to use those 2 hours every evening indefinitely for sterilizing the store. From what? From people's use of the facility during that day? So what do you need to sterilize? It's going to take you 2 hours to wipe down toilet seats and clean off the handrails on the shopping carts? Okay, I find that kind of confusing. I should probably go and do a video, like peek through the window on one of these evenings and see what they're doing in there for those 2 hours. Myself, what I really think is probably happening is they're trying to cut down on the consumer use of the store. And when I say that, it's because I had been at another store just prior to that, and I noticed that their bread aisle, the bread was wiped out, gone. And after I went to this other store, I went to a third store just out of curiosity, and I said, let me take a look at their paper aisle. And toilet paper, gone. And that's why the thumbnail I plan on using for this video is "Has American gone guano crazy?" If people don't know what guano is, it's bat feces. Have they gone bat crap crazy? Because it really seems like they have. And I don't blame them. Myself, I haven't watched TV in a number of years. I haven't turned on TV. But when I go to work, there's normally one on in the break room. And some of the things I've seen there, it's like, wow. If that was on in my home for a few hours a day, I'd probably go bat crap crazy too. Makes absolutely no sense. And there's always been one major battle through the ages in any situation, and that battle is the battle for the mind. It's the control of the mind. And you go back to the word government. Governing the mind, governing the mind. That's what it's all about. And it seems to me like they've done a very good job in this situation. And whatever the real purpose behind what's going on is about, it's at least showing the powers that be that they've done a very good job controlling the mind and controlling how people think and controlling people's actions or reactions. I think it's more important how we act than how we react. For people, a lot of people, I've got like one main question when it comes to news and information, and that is, do you think that you get your news from a source that A, is there to inform and protect you, or B, is there strictly to derive profits? I'm sorry. If a news channel isn't bringing in the viewers, it goes away and something else pops up. This is something we have to pay attention to. You know, I've said for a while that I think the powers that be have been trying to give everybody an answer or a remedy or a solution all the time. And it's happening right now as well with this whole idea of self-quarantining. It's really, all you have to do is replace a word or two. It is your right of self-exile. Are you part of this whole system? Are you going along with everything? Or are you going to self-exile from it? I think that's very important. I mean, how long have off-the-grid shows been on TV? I mean, I asked that in the form of a question because I haven't watched TV in a number of years. But I know at the time that I quit watching TV that those off-the-grid shows are pretty popular. Something to think about. Was it really talking about off-the-grid as in off the land? Or separating yourself from the system? A form of self-exile. I mean, we see a lot of these alternative media shows have popped up and YouTube channels and things like that. But though, I noticed especially the past week or so, a lot of these that even I thought were pretty good, what are they talking about today? They're talking about the CV. They're talking about the coronavirus. And this isn't something that's new. It was first discovered in the late 50s, and it's been around every year. It's a form of the flu or a form of the cold. It's named CoV something every year. You can research it and look it up. It's nothing new. And that's what really makes me wonder, you know, people are saying, oh, so many people are waking up today. So many people know what's going on. They're really becoming alert, which I would say there's a big difference between alert and awake. Big difference. How many people are really awake? Go to your local store and look at the bread shelves. Look at the toilet paper shelves. Are they really awake? It doesn't really seem like it to me. Everybody's turning and looking for a savior. It seems like even a lot of these other YouTube channels, they're coming out and saying, oh, well, this is being used so that Trump can take care of all these sealed indictments and put everybody in jail. Yeah, okay, whatever. Let me explain something that should be very obvious. Anybody that remotely does any research, you have to look and see who runs what, who rules what. It all comes down to one thing. It's always about the coin of the realm. Always about the coin of the realm. It's about the money. I waited this evening, it's just after 11 o'clock now, to do this show or whatever, to do this YouTube at this time, because I think that time is very important. A lot of things happen at the 11th hour. What happened at the 11th hour with Trump? At the 11th hour with Trump, a spokesman for 72 banks that Trump owed money to, he was going to fall into default of bankruptcy at the stroke of midnight. And literally at the 11th hour, this spokesman for these 72 banks came to him and struck a deal and bailed him out. It kept him from defaulting in that bankruptcy. Who do you think owns him? Think about that. What did that spokesman say? You can find the interview on YouTube very easy. It's even on my channel. He said Trump was worth more to us alive than dead. And right now, he is living the life that those banks wanted him to live. It's a protection. There's many falsehoods that people fall for today. And I want to hit three of the biggest falsehoods, I think. Number one is when I hear or see people talking about, well, our tax dollars pay for blank. You can throw in Social Security, you can throw in welfare, you can throw in the roads, whatever you want. Our tax dollars pay for X. Well, for those that haven't gone and read the report from the Grace Commission, Grace Commission said that tax dollars were used 100% towards the interest on the national debt prior to going to any infrastructure, welfare, roads, you name it. And the Grace Commission was set up around Reagan. What happened shortly after that report came out from the Grace Commission? Ronald Reagan got shot, didn't he? We didn't hear much more on that topic. Something to think about. The number two falsehood that I hear all the time that grinds my gears and really pisses me off, okay, is when I hear people say, our government this, or our Constitution, or our judicial system. You know, judicial system, courthouses. Who owns your courthouse? You think the government owns your courthouse? The county owns your courthouse? You might want to look into that. That courthouse, that space is actually rented from someone else. There's somebody else that owns that building. That's the way everything is set up. And I'm not going to get deep into any of these. Number three, ownership. Everybody says, oh, I own this or I own that. Well, do you? Can your home be taken away from you? Can your house be seized? Can your children be taken from you? Are they yours? Think about that. Quote, and look this up. Look up this quote. All ownership is vested in the state. That was a court ruling in the U.S. Isn't all ownership by the state one of the number one planks of socialism? Even look up the definition of socialism. Something to think about. You know, I hear a lot of people also talk about whether it was AIDS or anything else or marijuana. They'll say, oh, well, there's a patent on it. Somebody's got a patent on it. It's like, okay, no big deal. People don't realize why that's done. It's done for two reasons. Number one, they're going to own and control the research on that topic, on that issue. And then number two, with any medicine or vaccine that comes out, guess who's going to profit from it? The guy that owns the patent. It's all about money. It's always about money. Isn't that what we were talking about with the bankruptcy of Trump at the 11th hour? It's always about the coin of the realm. Always. You go back even with U.S. bankruptcy and how it's existed since the beginning. A lot of people say, oh, since the Civil War, you know, we've all been... No, it goes back further. It started at the time of the Revolutionary War, where money was borrowed from France. And what happened in that situation, I think it's kind of funny, because like any good third-party debt collector does, England, who was supposed to be the enemy, they came and they bought that debt from France because they figured they probably weren't going to get paid back. So who does the U.S. owe the original debt to the people they were fighting? who we supposedly won, didn't happen. We didn't win. Just go read the declaration that was done at the end of the Revolutionary War. That'll explain it to you. Look at the bigger picture. It's always about the bigger picture. And looking at that original bankruptcy from the Revolutionary War, move forward in a 70-year time frame to what happened next. A reconstruction needed to be done on the bankruptcy, right? Well, this would have been 1790. Move forward 70 years from there. Where do you land? You land at 1860. That was the Civil War. Ooh, another reconstruction. Go for another 70 years from there. Where do you come? You come to like 1930. Time for the New Deal. Move forward another 70 years from there. Where do we land? Around the year 2000? 2001? What happened at that time?